If using AI wasn't speeding up your work already, this will take it up to the next level. Because in today's video, we will learn about Claude Skills, which is a customization feature available on Claude for free users and paid users alike. So this is going to help you achieve a little more productivity in your workflow setups. And we'll understand exactly how, starting by understanding what are skills. Then we will try to understand the conceptual differences between skills, MCP servers, and AI agents. Again, a very common distinction which a lot of people miss. Then we'll have some hands-on tutorials starting with a beginner example for Claude skills. Then we will achieve a slightly complex workflow. So without further ado, let's start by understanding what are Claude skills. Suppose you want to generate an image using Claude, which connects to your Gemini API. Claude is responsible for handling the prompts or side of things. So let's say the prompt has to contain something like the image should be black and white. The image should have a blurred background. The ratio of the output should be 16:9. Let's say this is a prompt, or let's say you want to generate emails in Claude itself without involving any other API. You want certain bullet points to be mentioned in those emails. You want the names mentioned in the emails to be underlined for dramatic effect, or you want to start the email with the word greetings every single time. This would ideally be a part of your prompt because the clearer your prompt is, the more details it has, the better are the results. That is the foundational knowledge of LLMs that we are mostly aware of. But to generate hundreds of emails inside Claude, it does not make sense for us to type the prompts out again and again and again. And you will think that why would I have to type it out again? I can just copy it from the chat box and put it in there, and that's it, job done. But for hundreds of emails or thousands of them, it is a very cumbersome task. Even copying and pasting would be too much in such a case. I do not approve of it. It is a big fat no from my side. So how do we solve this problem of having to send repeated instructions to code without typing the entire thing out? Because these are still simpler examples. There can be huge examples like making research reports based on hundreds of criterion. You can't even copy and paste it. It will take a lot of context, right? So the better way to go about it is to use, you guessed it, Claude Skills. Now, this is a section available on Claude for free and paid users alike, which allows you to bundle some reusable instructions so that you can just quickly have a shortcut to whatever you want as your output. For example, you could have something like an email template, like the example I mentioned above, or a social media manager that can generate text posts for you based on certain criteria. So all you have to do is write the instructions once and it can be reused. And sometimes, if the instruction is clear enough, Claude will even use it automatically. You don't even need to tell Claude which skill is to be used for a particular task. But how do these skills on Claude actually work? How are they designed? What is the way they are supposed to be used inside our messages? So skills are basically folders. You can consider them folders, and inside those folders, you can have a skill.md file. So this is a markdown file. That's the MD extension. This skill file has the name of the skill, it has the description, and it has some basic skill instructions available for the skill to consume. Now, the description is what allows Claude to identify which tool is useful, which tool can be invoked to solve a particular problem raised by the user. But those are some simple instructions. If you want your skill to be a little more complex, if you want it to be a little more heavy duty, like the one I have in front of me, which has some Python files in it, some helper files can be added inside the folders available in the root folder. So you can add multiple files, and basically these helper files that are mentioned over here are also then mentioned inside the skill instructions that you mention in the skill.md file, so that the skill knows which file to refer to under a certain condition. For example, if in this case I want to generate a Slack GIF and I want to verify whether the image uploaded by my user is valid or not, I would want to invoke this validators file and assess the image accordingly. So that is why it is to be mentioned in the skill file. Then you would give Claude a prompt. Claude will assess it, Claude will read whatever is needed, and it will only bring in that particular file. Because if I just want to validate the image, it will only bring in the validator file. It will not bring the easing.py file or frame composer or the GIF builder file unless it explicitly needs to perform a task related to it. So if you were writing a prompt, you would have to write the entire prompt all the time, right? But Skills helps you divide this context out so that the context of these three files is not used unnecessarily. That's what I mentioned here as well. It saves tokens. And there is a technical term for it, which is called progressive disclosure. What that means is Claude only invokes the files that give it the context to go to the next step only. When it reaches the next step, it figures out what to invoke next, and then it calls the other file's content next, reads them, and assesses the situation accordingly. So you can pause and read this out. It's just a good practice to see how skills should be developed. And once you're done with that, you would have guessed it by now, since there are Python files available, Claude's environment allows you to also run scripts. So let's say if I build a skill that allows me to perform some financial analysis, there will be some math involved, and I might even want some custom math involved over there. So I would be able to run a Python script on the numbers that I input, and should be able to use that code in those files to assess and give me the correct response. Because Claude's environment has a terminal, bash terminal basically, and it supports Node.js and Python environments last I checked. So that is effectively how skills work and how they help you save some context and some cost. Now coming to the conceptual differences between skills and MCP servers and AI agents, the first step is actually the same for all of them, that at the end of the day, they are a combination of instructions plus some helper tools that achieve a certain target that has been set by you. But the difference starts from point number 2, because skills are a Claude specific feature. MCP servers can be built for any and every tool, which whether it is Google Maps, whether it is Google Drive, whether it is Gmail. In fact, on this very channel, I have built MCP servers for all the three examples that I just mentioned. So they can be open source, they can be closed source, but basically they are not restricted to Claude. Same goes for AI agents. You can use any LLM to build your own platform. To understand the difference in an easier way, one would say that AI agents are actually the chef in this entire operation. They are the ones who will be picking things up, arranging them, doing all the work. Whereas the MCP servers are actually kitchen appliances that help you achieve certain tasks by ensuring that you can connect different tools to each other. For example, if you want to connect the microwave to the plug point, you have an adapter available in the kitchen. So basically, the kitchen appliances are the MCP servers, and the skills are actually the recipe book. They have the set of instructions needed by the AI agent or the LLM to perform certain actions. So that's the easiest way to understand the difference between these three. Then the next difference is between skills and MCP, because it doesn't apply to AI agents, and that is what I just discussed. Skills have progressive disclosure, which means they only try to derive the context that is necessary for them at that moment. Whereas MCP servers, they have to load the entire set of files right in the beginning so that it can be evoked very, very easily. Both have different purposes, different pros, different cons. So you can't say that because it loads everything, it is bad. But this is a difference to keep in mind when you're building and trying to figure out what is best for your use case. And the main reason why you would use it, skills help you increase your Claude usage efficiency, whether you're using Claude on the web or their app or Claude Code. It is even available in Claude Code. MCP servers, their main job is to help tools communicate with each other. It sets a standard for tools to talk. Whereas AI agents are basically tools that perform a definite set of actions one after the other to perform a certain set of tasks specified by you. Now coming to the first demo, let's start with something very simple and create an email template skill on Claude. So we'll go to Claude, and over here you will see this customize option. You go there, click it, you'll see the skills button. You click that, you'll see a bunch of examples available for you. So this is the one that I was showing you earlier, the Slack GIF creator, but we are going to build our own simple Claude skill. So you can do that by clicking this plus button over here, and I will write skill instructions to start off with. So this is the skill that we're going with. We'll make an email template with a simple description. It should be able to tell which tool to invoke whenever I write something about an email. And the instructions specify that my email body must be under 15 words. This is something I've kept as a critical rule so that it follows it for sure. And I want to start with the word greetings. Now, note that I have added an extra S over here. I want to see whether Claude will actually follow my instructions or will it go its own way. And I will end the email with regards with an extra S. Alright, so I've repeated this instruction because I really want it to follow what I wanted to do. And so I will create the skill and wait for it to be done. Once it's done, we will try some things out. Alright, so it's created it within a second. So let's start a new chat. Alright, so it's auto completed this over here. It says that, hey Claude, I started an email template skill. Can you make something amazing with it? No, we will write our own prompt here. Let's see if Claude uses our newly created skill. Alright, so it is reading my email template skill. So that part is working. Let's see the result and how good it actually is. Okay, so it has followed my instructions to the T. The greetings has an extra S, regards has an extra S, and this has around 8, 9 words, less than 15. So it is following my instructions, and that's Claude Skills for you. Now, this in itself seems fine enough, but the team at Claude decided that no, we need to take it one step further. So they went ahead and pushed a lot of upgrades to skills, and this has a lot of interesting and insane features, starting with result evaluation. So if your skill is complicated enough, if it has enough instructions to specify this behavior, Claude can actually evaluate the results of your prompt. It can correct itself, and if it does not suit the relevant response, it can even auto refine the skill itself. But these are some things that we've seen other LMs do as well. So this is not something I want to focus in this particular video. I want to mostly focus on this third one, that is skill stacking. This is a term that I've given it. Maybe there is an official term for it that I'm not aware of. But skill stacking is basically combining skills for complex workflows. So what I want to achieve now is try to create some social media posts based on a certain topic automatically, and I want to draft emails based on that using our email skill. And lastly, I also want to check some grammar of my responses. So let's do that, starting by creating our skills. So I'll go ahead to the customize section once again, skills. I will add another one. This time I will create with Claude. All right, let's remove this. This is the skill that I want to create. I want a skill that writes funny or catchy tweets based on video transcripts or topics, whatever I choose to enter. So let's enter that. And by the time it creates that, I want to create another skill to save on some time. Let's go to customize once again, skills. We want to create a new skill. Let's write some instructions this time. So this is what we're creating. We're creating a grammar checker, and this skill checks grammar of the outputs given by other skills or results. And the critical instruction is that it has to always correct the grammar irrespective of the previous skill instructions. So some of you may be able to guess what I'm trying to test here, because in my email template, I specifically added an extra S for greetings and regards. This skill should override that if it is working as expected, and it should correct that particular grammar mistake. So let's create the skill as well and check on the one that we're creating just before this. So let's go to chats, and this was the one that we were going for. All right, so it's using the skill creator skill, which was mentioned in this section if you noticed. So it has given us a skill, and we can simply click this button to copy it to our skills directly. We don't even need to go ahead and paste this over there. So this is something that one of their developers or product managers actually thought of. Pretty useful, I would say. So if I go to customize, I will find this particular skill over there. So we have these three, and it's given me a full list of instructions, the kind of tweets it will generate, and the kind of variations it will give me, a lot of options for hooks, for CTAs, and formatting rules are there as well, including the character limit used by Twitter or X, whatever you call it. So let's try to test this out. Let's go to our chat. This is the prompt we are going ahead with. Check out the topic OpenAI and installations increased. Use that to create some funny tweets and also convert them to an email with proper grammar. Let's see if these skills can work in collaboration with each other. So both of us will be finding this out at the same time, whether this works, whether this doesn't. My job is just to try things out, expose them to you as they are without fluff, without trying to make them work, but giving it a fair shot It has gathered context from the web, which I did not ask it to, but it's a good thing that it did because tweets have to be trending, they have to be funny. These are the tweets it has come up with. Yeah, I think these are witty enough to go on my Twitter. It's even given the character counts if that is a metric you want to analyze, so that's also pretty useful. And let's go ahead with some emails. And this is something you notice. It has given me the email version, it has checked it for grammar. And if you notice now, it still starts with greetings, ends with regards, but without the extra S. And of course, there is a send via Gmail option, which I haven't seen before. So I guess it's pretty useful for a lot of people who draft their emails from Claude. But all three skills effectively work in collaboration with each other while keeping their skill instructions intact. So there is really not much that I can ask this for. Now, there are a lot of other insane use cases that I've come across. So Claude Skills can review your code, it can give you financial statements, it can give you a lot of other information. And if you guys want me to cover that as well, if you're interested in that, do let me know in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to give you an overview of each of them. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and subscribe for more.